Well, I'm really happy for our team, and I just thought the second half was really well played for us. The only issue that I had in the first half was we walked into the halftime with I think 4 assists and 12 turnovers, and we finished the game with 18 and 16. So we finished the game second half 14 and 4 assists to turnovers, and I just thought that was the difference in. Just getting a little bit more consistency and obviously putting a few more points on the board in the second half. So happy for our team because I thought we gave great energy. It's something that we haven't quite consistently done. And obviously against Utah, we got in a big hole in the first half, and we just didn't play with enough energy that it requires and that this game requires to be good. And I just thought our disposition tonight was unbelievably determined. And, I think we always get that with Nell, but I thought Bobby really made a statement tonight about how she was going to guard and how she was going to rebound and her effort levels on running the floor and doing some things that she hadn't quite done as much as we want her to, and I thought that made her really effective. And I think it led our team more so than just having Nell be that player. So I'm really happy for Bobby. I think that was the kind of game we need her to have in all areas besides just scoring, because we know she can do that.
It was almost the tale of two games. First 25 minutes, 37 points. As you mentioned, a lot of turnovers. The next 15 minutes, 37 points and almost no turnovers. Did something just all of a sudden start clicking, or is just shots were falling, passes were a little more crisp? Or is just something got kind of lucky and the shots started going in?
Well, I think we tried. I think we were antsy. I do think. I think our kids were pressing a little bit in the first half. I still think players try to do things that they're not as good at. We have some really good players that are good on pick and rolls, and then we have some that probably shouldn't play pick and roll. So when you are in that position, you just need to make the simple play. And a competitive player comes off of those plays and they force things and probably bad decisions. And I just thought it was we pressed, we tried to do too much, we tried to get it early, how you just want to make the spectacular play instead of moving the ball. But I think it probably was more just wanting to be better than we had been. And I think we finally settled in and kind of matched the intensity of the game well and playing at a pace where we could make plays. And I thought we obviously got better as the game went on in order to do that.
You mentioned after the last game you thought the team came out pretty flat in the first half. Do you think the energy was better to start today?
I thought it was really good. Obviously we didn't watch any of the Utah film with our players. We talked a lot about it. And, I know that to be successful at this game takes an urgency at what you're doing. So getting our players to buy into playing with an urgency, and if that means at that moment you need to be running the floor, then run the floor with urgency. If that means if you're supposed to be getting open, then do it with urgency. And we've had so many plays where we just are comfortable and we just kind of casually run the floor or casually talk or casually defend a pick and roll, and we were real determined to be real aggressive and active on the defensive end. And I think when we did that defensively, it translated into good things for us offensively. Energy is an amazing thing. The team with the most energy pretty much has more success, and I think we were that team tonight.
How important is it for not just for this year but going forward to have players like Ula and Sherilyn getting sufficient minutes as freshmen?
Yeah, it's huge. And I look at Sheer. Again, Joe going out of our lineup has forced Sheer into it. And I think Sheer's starting to come around and give us more. And, I think when her shots start to drop more, I think then we become even tougher to guard. Right now, people are sagging off of her a little bit. Lynn, I want to believe, is a better shooter than her statistics say. But at some point she's got to get in the gym and figure that out. But I like her minutes and I like her competitiveness. I think she's matured a little bit as how she prepares and how she practices and how determined she gets in a game. And I just loved Ula today. She really struggled in the last game, she's been a shell of herself a little bit, and I think that's just the nature of being a freshman. You just crash sometimes in your confidence, and the game seems unbelievably hard. And so we just try to get her to just concentrate on some of the things too that we're talking about, the energy and the effort and the, loosen up and have a little bit of fun and show your personality. And when that happened, look at her minutes, and they were better minutes tonight, and she played a better game. And I hope that's a good lesson for all of them because I do think any minutes we do give them is huge for us in the future of our program.
So you guys go on the road next to the Bay Area. It starts Friday with an incredibly tough test, Christina Nigwe and Cal. How do you prepare for someone that is just that good and that talented?
Well, we have really good practice players who are as long, probably as her. We call him the praying mantis because he has the arms that go around us. I think he's a great example of what she is, other than she's probably way more disciplined than he is. But at least we have practice guys to kind of show some of that length, and we can really just say block everything this week. Don't be shy. They're going to play zone. We're going to have to kind of change some things that we're doing. But defensively, it's going to be a real challenge for us because I don't know that we have any one player. We can't play her one-on-one. And then when you do double her and you do send extra people at her, then their other players are unbelievably good at rebounding. So they're good because they have great athletes and they rebound the ball and they know what they're doing offensively. So it's going to be a huge challenge for us. And rebound is not our cup of tea really. We don't really love to do that. So it's definitely a clash of styles, and we're going to have to figure some things out to be able to hold them down and hopefully score some points.
During the fourth quarter, you finished with 29 points, by far more than any of the three. How important is to keep that tempo and that energy going into this road trip in the Bay?
Yeah, I mean, the numbers, 12 in the first quarter, 16. Again, I think it goes back to the fact that we didn't turn it over. You give us a few extra possessions, and you're going to score better, even if you're not shooting a great percentage. But we're still a work in progress on what's successful on the offensive end and what isn't, and our players making the reads that they need to. And, we're still playing around with things, trying to get Bobby in certain spots on the floor. I thought she was great in the low post today. We've been trying to be a little bit better there with her. It's not her favorite place to play, but I think it makes people guard us differently and have to help off a lot. So we're trying to figure out they're not guarding Maria, so you have to be smart on how you space the floor and where you put everybody. So we're getting better as we do that. But I think when you get players coming off the bench, scoring some baskets and getting the ball moving, I thought Lex had a great couple of shots that she made that really kind of got us going. Again, it's a great day when you have that many people in putting some points on the board. So we're going to take all the momentum we can, having scored the ball, and try to figure out how we can do it against two fantastic programs in Cal and Stanford.
Coach, you mentioned the team having a little bit of nervous energy and how important energy is to you. When you sense that nervous energy, what do you tell your team to kind of turn that into positive energy?
Well, first off, I was just happy to have energy tonight. So I would have taken anything. They could have bounced off the walls, and that would have been bouncing off the walls a little bit. And that's, I think that their effort and their want to tonight was just really good. Want to meaning, all right, let's do those things that they just keep yelling at us about. And we were so good at that. So they're pretty good players. They're going to manage that. I think they'll manage, the emotion of the game and the hype of the start of the game. And we did a good job defensively, so we were at least holding people down, and it, again, sometimes you score 12 points, the other team has 22, and you're already in a hole. So at least we were doing some good things defensively that kept the game manageable until we kind of got a little smarter and handled what they were doing and did better on the offensive end. So, but if you're asking, I'll take energy any day of the week, and we'll figure out the rest, and let's hope we can build on that.